Are you an entrepreneur looking to leverage social media to grow and scale either your personal brand or your business in 2022? Then this is the video for you, because we're gonna take a look at how you can create your own custom social media marketing plan so that you can start attracting the right kind of followers and lead to your business. Let's get to it. Hi and welcome. If you're new here, my name is Yoka. I'm the founder of Unbound Creative Agency, and we help entrepreneurs build lead generating personal brands all through organic content. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get updates on future videos. And then without further ado, let's dive into the topic of today. How can you build your own custom social media marketing plan as an entrepreneur in 2022 or 2023, maybe by the time that you are watching this video? Question number one in creating your social media marketing plan is, what is my goal? You have to become really clear on why you are using social media. Is it to build your personal brand and to sort of just create the largest following online possible, or do you have a specific business or service that you want to promote to people? So if it's the first thing, your content is gonna different than when it's the second thing. If you're just looking to build the biggest brand, personal brand as an entrepreneur possible, you would go and you would look at what other entrepreneurs with big followings are doing and sort of recreate content that is going really well for them. If you are looking to promote a very specific service or business, then your content is gonna be created based on the issue that this service or this product or this business is solving. So become really clear on your goal before moving to the next step. Step number two is asking yourself the question, who am I serving, and then what do I offer? Let's start with the first part. So who are you serving? You have to become really clear on your customer avatars, and this is going to be a little bit different again, whether you're building a larger personal brand or a very specific audience for a service or an agency or an e-com business, let's say. But nevertheless, you're gonna need some customer avatars so that you can then create content that actually speaks to those people. So a customer avatar can, for example, be female, 35 years old. She has at least a bachelor's degree, is making 100K a month. She is working mid to upper management positions in corporate marketing environment. Like, that is very specific. And then you would even go further to nuance what kind of shows she is interested in, what kind of books does she read. And the reason that you need to become so specific is based on this step. You're then gonna figure out in step number three where these ideal clients hang out. So step number three is figuring out where this ideal client hangs out online. And this is very similar to how marketeers had to do it prior to the online era, where they had to go and figure out what magazines do they read, what bars would they frequent, what clubs would they be at, to then have their marketing materials at those venues or in those magazines. It's the same thing right now. Based on your customer avatar, go and analyze what platforms would those people use. Is that LinkedIn? Is that TikTok? Is it YouTube? And then make sure to implement the correct platforms in your social media marketing plan. Step number four sort of comes from step number one, because this is where you're actually going to be deciding what social media platforms you're going to be active on. And before we dive a little bit more in depth into each different social media platform, I want to start off by saying that I firmly believe that the center of your content marketing strategy and social media marketing plan should be YouTube. And here is why. So YouTube, from all the social media platforms, is the one with the best developed search engine algorithm. And that means that by using specific tools, you can actually create content that your ideal client is looking for, or your ideal customer avatar is looking for, and then optimize that content so that you can pop up in the search results whenever your ideal client has typed keywords related to your niche, related to the topic that you're an expert in, into the search engine. And that way, that's a very natural way for people to find you on YouTube They will then click to your YouTube channel and they will start consuming your content that way. So why I always say that YouTube should be at the center of your content strategy or social media strategy is because if you create one really good video for YouTube, a long form video, you can optimize it in the search results. It's still gonna be found 5 years down the road if you've optimized it correctly. Whereas I see a lot of people go all in on Instagram and create in-depth IGTV content, and it took them 2-3 hours to create, but 2 weeks down the road, no one will be able to find that video. Although they are optimizing the search algorithm a little bit better on Instagram right now, it's nothing like the search algorithm that YouTube has to offer. My piece of advice, after having worked with over 100 people building personal brands, we have created multiple millionaires off of YouTube alone, not even other social media platforms. I would say go YouTube first and then repurpose your content from there for other social media platforms. Aside from YouTube, you're gonna have to look at your customer avatar to see what other platforms you should be active on. So sort of good rule of thumb is that Instagram is always a good way to go, except if your audience is clearly 50 and up. Then I would say those people are still stuck on Facebook, go with Facebook. If your audience is 25 or younger, TikTok is a really good investment right now as well. In general, TikTok is a good investment anyway because more and more people are sort of migrating to that platform. It took me a while as well. I just turned 30 and it took me a while as well, but now I'm using TikTok as well. So I'm not sort of the initial target of TikTok, but now slowly I am using it more and more, and you're gonna see that move in the upcoming year and years as well. Another good one is if you are looking to attract business-to-business clients, LinkedIn. If you're looking to attract female clients, especially when it has to do around life-changing moments, getting married, moving into a new house, having a first child, trying to lose weight or do a wardrobe sort of makeover, Pinterest is your way to go. A lot of women use Pinterest to get inspiration for these moments. And on top of that, they're very used to using it just as sort of a brainstorm platform and then clicking through to the links that are behind the pins that they really, really enjoy. That's sort of an overall outline. Of course, there is more to it, but that should give you a good idea. And again, if you start with YouTube in itself and you do it correctly, that will already really increase your business. For us as an agency, we were helping other people do YouTube for a good 2 years before we started sort of practicing as we preached. And we are now booking 3 calls consistently a week with very, very high quality leads from YouTube in our agency calendar. So definitely something to consider. And we will be making another video explaining more in depth how that works and what tools you can use to create content that people actively search for. And when that is finished, we will make sure to link it somewhere up here as well. Step number 5 is asking yourself, how can I build trust with my ideal client through my content on social media? So when it comes to someone getting to know you, and this is whether it's dating or business or any type of relationship, you're not going to be ready to make an important decision or a buying decision when you've just met someone. Keep in mind that there are different types of content that you can create along someone's customer journey, buying decision journey, if you want to call it that, to nurture that process. So at first you're going to have an awareness stage where people are just becoming aware that you even exist. And the way to attract people in that stage on YouTube it's the same. It's always through keywords and making sure that you optimize it so that they can find you at the right time. If you're looking at other social media platforms, for example, Instagram, this is where you would jump on trending audio for reels, clips that are funny, shareable, cute, anything to sort of draw people's attention and for them to click to your profile. That's all that piece of content would have to do. And then the middle section where people are building that trust slowly and steadily, they're getting to know you, they're considering whether or not you might be the right person to work with or your business might be the right person to work with. This is really where you're gonna go into educational content, reviews, testimonials. This is what it's like to work with us, really highlighting the transformation that you or your business offers. And that can be done through longer form content, pros and cons, tips and tricks, really educational. And I do like this because like the meat, like this is really the meat of the dish. Like this is where you lay out your expertise and how specifically you can help people. You can do that through carousels on Instagram, although even that Instagram is becoming a more video first platform. So reels, longer form video content, really make sure it's educational content. And then for really the conversion stage, the stage where people are ready to make that decision whether or not you're the right person to work with, your business is the right business to sign up with, this is where you would convert them either onto a free training where you can then nurture them through email, or have them book a call with you or your team so that you can actually convert them face to face. This is also where I am gonna shamelessly plug our free training, where we explain how with organic content and content systems and outsourcing, we were able to generate over 200 million in sales last year alone for our clients. We explain everything from how you do the YouTube research to how you repurpose content for social media, how you can set up your own system using a project management tool, how you can outsource your content creation to a virtual assistant, and it is completely for free, and you can find the link in the description down below. This free training will also help you with step number 6, which is planning for success. This is where you're going to take a realistic look at how much time do you actually have to create content on a monthly basis, how much content can you create in that time frame, and how can you leverage systems, virtual assistants or freelancers to actually do the bulk of the work for you, because you are not a content creator, you're an entrepreneur, and yes, you're trying to build a brand, whether personal or for your business, but that should not take over from your other business activities or your core genius. You should just be able to shoot the content or outline the content, and then you have other people do that for you. When I say be realistic with your time investment, it's sort of a tip, because after working with so many people, what I've seen a lot is that people at the start are very, very excited to get started with content, and they want to shoot a lot of content, and then they go from nothing to wanting to be Gary Vee overnight, and they invest all of their time into creating content, and after 1 month they're like, this doesn't work, I'm not seeing the result, or simply they're burnt out, or they can't keep up with their actual business activities because they're spending so much time on content. So I would hate to see that happen to you, because content and social media is a long-term strategy. You have to actually put in the work for months on end before you're going to see the results, but once you start seeing the results, they're really magical. It happened to us. It took us 6 to 7 months before we saw any leads come in from this YouTube channel, but we're now getting 3 solid leads each week from this YouTube channel, and they've watched our content and they've booked a call in our calendar. And often these are people that have already gone to the website and they know what service we offer and what the price point is, so they're very, very easy to close. But you have to be able to keep it up over a long time, which brings us into step number 7. It's really planning for consistency. So again, what I would hate to see happen is that you go all in and you do all of this for a month and then you get discouraged and you stop. Because what we often see is a lot of enthusiasm and then nothing, and then a lot of enthusiasm and then nothing, and that doesn't bring you results. What brings you results is consistency over time, and then it becomes exponential. So a quick tip to sort of maintain that consistency is also what I am doing here today or this week. I really just blocked out an entire week to batch create 4 to 5 months of content so that I can get 35 YouTube videos done for this channel and my personal channel, so divided over the 2. And that way for the next 4 months I can forget about it and actually return to running Unbound Creative Agency and scaling it and doing everything necessary to do that. So that's also something to keep in mind, to really plan for success, plan for consistency. Very, very important. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to speak to someone in our team, hey, if you're like, Yoke, just please create this schedule for me, tell me what to do, help me out, I want to leverage your team, we'd love to see if we are the right fit, there is a link in the description down below, and you'll get a call either with me or someone on my team. You never know who's available at that time. And then in the meantime, watch these videos over here. They will help you out, and then I will see you in the next one.